Lil Bibby has never shied away from talking about the tragic death of Juice WRLD, but now he's unveiled shocking new details, and it's turning everything we thought we knew upside down. What he just revealed finally connects the dots with what Juice WRLD's girlfriend has been saying all along. You think Juice died from a drug overdose? You're wrong, and I've got the full story. Let's break it down, starting with the courtroom bombshell that exposed everything. According to sworn testimony and court documents, Bibby knew far more about Juice WRLD's addiction than he ever let on. But it's not just what he knew, it's what he didn't do that paints a deeply troubling picture. In fact, Bibby had already hinted at Juice's struggles in interviews. Juice, like a week before he passed, pulled me aside like, "You gotta start coming around more." One miss. How it was in the beginning, this wasn't just a sentimental moment. Juice was reaching out, crying for help. And what did he get in return? "Juice, you be acting weird, bro. I don't like being around weird people." Pause. Let that sink in. A young man, visibly struggling, reaches out to someone he trusts. And instead of empathy, he's met with judgment. But sadly, that was just the beginning. In court, Bibby admitted he knew Juice was taking 4 Percocets at a time. That's an extremely dangerous dose, enough to cause serious harm or even death. This wasn't partying. This was addiction. And Bibby knew it. What emerges from his testimony is heartbreaking. Juice was isolated, spiraling, and the one person who could have helped pulled away. Bibby shared more. "Juice told me, I'm dealing with anxiety." And I told him, "Man, I got anxiety too. What are you talking about?" It was dismissive, cold, and when Juice confessed he was using drugs to cope, well, bro, stop doing the drugs. As if it were that simple. Juice needed serious help, therapy, rehab, support. Not a brush off. Court records revealed that despite knowing the severity of Juice's addiction, Bibby still arranged for him to tour and perform. Juice reportedly called him 6 times begging him to come on tour. That's not a diva move. That's a cry for help. Even more disturbing, the testimony exposed potential financial incentives at play. Juice WRLD was making millions. And some decisions, including the 2022 sale of his music catalog to Opus Music Group, seem far more sinister when viewed alongside these revelations. If those closest to Juice knew how bad things were and still pushed him to keep working, then what followed wasn't just tragic. It was exploitative. Bibby said Juice had agreed to go to rehab, but only to reduce his dosage, not stop. "I like doing it too much," Juice had said, but instead of pushing for real help, the machine kept rolling. Tour dates, studio time. Business as usual. The court painted a picture not just of negligence, but of willful endangerment. Bibby's testimony was powerful. But it wasn't the first time questions started surfacing. Long before court, fans noticed inconsistencies, starting with Juice's girlfriend, Ally Lotti. She was there when it all happened. And her version of events is shocking. "You think he died from a drug overdose? You're wrong. Literally, you're wrong." The raw emotion in her voice is unmistakable. She's not speculating, she's adamant, and that raises a serious question. Why would someone who witnessed everything firsthand contradict the official story? Ally's account of Juice's last moments adds another layer. "He looked at me and said, 'Ally, I don't feel good.' Then he froze and seized up and no one helped. Not one person, except a woman. Everyone else just stood there." This moment is chilling. How does a global superstar, surrounded by people, experience a medical emergency and almost no one acts? Where was his team, his management? And why were so many people reportedly in handcuffs? Ally's version has sparked intense speculation. One of the wildest theories, that Juice faked his death. Why? Because of lyrics in his song Legends, predicting he wouldn't live past 21, and he died at 21, but let's be real, this one doesn't hold water. The medical examiner confirmed an accidental overdose. Narcan was administered. He was rushed to the hospital. Still, some theories go even darker. There's one theory that's gained serious traction, that people around Juice profited more from his death than they ever did from his life. Some speculate he was planning to leave his label, Greta Productions, and if he died while under contract, they'd retain full control of his music, There's no solid proof of foul play. But the pattern is disturbing. Rapid posthumous album releases. Catalog sales. Massive profits. Then there's the plane incident. The official story? Juice panicked when federal agents boarded the plane. He swallowed pills to hide them, then had a seizure. Agents found 70 pounds of marijuana, 6 bottles of codeine, guns, and ammo. But some ask, did Juice really take those pills on his own? Or did something else happen on that plane? Here's what most fans now believe. Juice WRLD became too independent, too valuable, too hard to control. So those around him, people he trusted, prioritized profit over protection. The warning signs were there, ignored, dismissed, covered up. This isn't just about Bibby or Juice. It's about how the music industry treats young, vulnerable talent. Juice's catalog has since been used for posthumous albums like Legends Never Die, Fighting Demons, and The Party Never Ends. But fans ask, if you didn't protect him while he was alive, why are you still profiting off his legacy? In one interview, Bibby admits, "Do I feel like if I spent more time with him, this wouldn't have happened? Yeah, I do feel like that. That's not just guilt. That's acknowledgement. He knew his presence could have made a difference. And he chose business. This tragedy has exposed something much larger, an industry that pushes artists to their limit. Even when they're crying out for help, Juice WRLD was a real person, not just a star. And when a system fails someone like that, the consequences are irreversible." His mother, Carmela Wallace, continues to battle for his legacy with dignity. But the pain, the lawsuits, the questions, they never stop. This isn't just a cautionary tale. It's a wake-up call. The hip-hop community needs to do better. We need real support for artists dealing with addiction, anxiety, and mental health. Because behind every track is a human life. Lil Bibby and Juice WRLD's story reminds us it's not enough to grieve after the fact. We need accountability. We need change, and we need to make sure something like this never happens again. Thanks for watching. For more deep dive stories like this one, check out the videos on screen now. And don't forget to subscribe for more honest, powerful storytelling.